What's up guys, Andrew here with the DS lovers, Ellis and Sam. So this video, continuing off from the last video, we're just going to be talking about whether dropshipping is allowed in eBay UK or not. Because there's a lot of contradictory information coming from eBay themselves. There's like some eBay reps telling people that eBay is not allowed on eBay UK, whereas other ones say it is, because it is.
Even sometimes a rep will say it's not and then say it is.
Yeah, the same rep.
Yeah.
In your experience, yeah. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. And then, so dropshipping is allowed, but why are people getting throttled? Why are their accounts getting throttled? The visibility of their listings being greatly reduced. Why is that happening? So we're just going to discuss that. So, first of all, is it even true? There's some people think it's not even true, right? Some YouTubers.
Like old wives' tales.
What do you think?
I personally, well, I remember, so the way it came about was one Sunday, October the 7th or 8th, no, 9th, 10th, 11th, something like that. I got back to England in October. My flight from, this isn't important, flight from Costa Rica was October the 8th. So it's probably like the 12th, 13th, 14th. So it was a Sunday, I was at Elliot's leaving party. I got a text from you saying, I've got one sale today and none yesterday, whereas I normally get like 15 a day. I was like, okay. He said, how are yours? I said, okay. I haven't checked yet, but I went onto PayPal.
I remember you said, oh, I actually haven't been online for a couple of days because I've been travelling.
Yeah, or at least, no, it was that day I just kind of got up and went out pretty much, didn't check that day. And so like I kind of, if I log into my PayPal account on my phone, there's usually like, and there was just one. I was like, yes, Sam, I've got one. And then that opened up and then that's where it began.
Yeah, that's where the questions began.
So that was a Sunday, and then the next day you were like, so you in the Facebook group, one of them you mentioned it. Yeah. And then some guy who's called Stanislav or something.
Yeah, who had actually commented on one of my previous messages. Yeah. And it all just looked a bit. There was like loads of screenshots of documents with red rings around things, and I didn't even read the first one.
Like proper CSI stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, really like a whole load of showing eBay's terms and conditions, Amazon's terms and conditions, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Chats with people and live chats, eBay live chat and all sorts of stuff like terms and conditions with little bits highlighted and clarifying things like to do with business and
what he basically was saying in all these screenshots with the highlighted sections, he was showing me that eBay sometimes do something called throttling accounts.
So supposedly what I got from that was that dropshipping is allowed on eBay, but the kind of dropshipping that everybody is doing is not.
Correct.
So what we're doing, it's retail arbitrage, basically. Whereas the dropshipping where like you've got a supplier, you actually make a deal, that's allowed. What everyone's doing isn't allowed technically. But there are, I don't know about millions of dropshippers, but hundreds of thousands, I would say tens of thousands, at least thousands of dropshippers on eBay making money successfully for years and making eBay excellent money, millions and millions.
Now moving on to Amazon Groupon, so it's moving on.
Yeah, okay.
So what I've got from it is that you are allowed to do it in the UK. You can. They have told me you can't, but the final answer is that you can dropship in the UK as long. The only way your account will be pulled up is if you're not shipping your items from the said location of each listing. Now, that's obviously not that possible when we are shipping from all different places over the country. It's always going to be from a different location. So they've never given me a clear answer on if I'm allowed to dropship, how can I do this? Yeah. Sorry, sir, that's down to you to work out.
And like I remember 6 weeks ago, during this period, you posted as well, a group, you were in chats, live chats with someone on eBay, and they said, I'm sorry, but dropshipping is not allowed on eBay UK. Yeah. eBay US, eBay UK, no. I've
got that in writing, and I've also been told that again since on a chat. You cannot drop on eBay UK, full stop. And I asked the question, can you dropship on eBay UK? Yes or no? Question mark. And he wrote back in capital letters, no.
Okay, yeah.
But then,
so weird.
Yeah, but then, don't worry about that, because then at the end of that conversation, this is the one we were talking about before, where he said, sorry for that misinformation, you can dropship on eBay UK, but the location must be correct, and our system will pick up if it's not.
Yeah. Like I remember after the conversation you had, like 2 days later, one of my newer accounts that I had to start up because the other one went down for this reason. Got up to raise the seller limits. First time I raised it. It was 1,000. I wanted to raise it. Spoke to an Irish guy called Kevin. He was quite higher up. I could tell.
Oh, eBay Kev.
You know this Kev?
No.
You got me for a second. Kevin, he was great, and we were talking about tax and stuff. He was telling me loads of good stuff, telling me all about the promoted listings, lots of stuff I didn't know. That was cool. And at that point, I was maybe like a week in, or 10 days in, or 2 weeks. I can't remember, but my sales, then I noticed a little dip, and so like my mind, it's like, oh my god, was I throttled again? And I said to him, like at the end, we were getting well, and then I said to him, I was thinking like maybe my account's been flagged, and he kind of cut me off. He was like, oh no, we don't. eBay doesn't do that. He said I thought that too. I thought we flagged people, but no, we don't. There's always a reason. And I was like, okay. And I said, no, eBay doesn't do that. I was thinking, well, mate, I called up this other guy 2 weeks ago. And I spoke to the head guy in charge of suspensions, a guy called Nick, supposedly head guy in charge of suspensions. That's what he told me. And we're talking, yeah, it was flagged, blah blah blah. He said 60 days it will be back to normal. It's another story. But chatting to this guy Kev, he's like, oh no, we don't do that. There's always another reason. And I wasn't thinking like we were getting well. He was helping me with loads of stuff. I didn't fancy an argument. This was about my other account. This was my stealth account, so I didn't want to. I was like, he thought I was a newbie telling me all this stuff. I didn't want to be like, well, actually, Kevin, I'm trying to bypass your system here, Kevin. But and he was saying, yeah, he's saying like he's saying basically, he didn't say it in these words, but he basically said, we love dropshippers. They're so valuable to us. That's what he said. Which
is strange because from all my experience, eBay UK has put in some procedures to combat dropshippers, i.e. you have to have the location in the right place when that's impossible. So I don't know.
It makes it extremely difficult.
Yeah, it makes it extremely difficult to work out if.
Yeah. They like us. We all pay our fees, but we are essentially high risk to them because we are selling
that's it.
A lot.
And that's what they've said to me.
And items that we don't have specifically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 9 out of 10 dropshippers do cause eBay problems, and they don't run their account properly, and they don't give good customer service.
They ruin it for the majority, unfortunately, which is a real
minority,
shame. The minority ruin it for the majority,
No, the majority ruin it for the minority.
Okay, do you think that more people...
I think more people bugger up their accounts than do well on their accounts.
Okay.
I reckon 9 out of 10 people are shit dropshippers, and I reckon 1 out of 10 are good dropshippers.
Yeah, I guess a lot could be in for a quick buck.
And that is why they've had to put in these procedures.
Yeah.
Which I get, but...
Yeah, like PayPal jail
and that's what I plead with them. I'm like, but look at my account. I'm a top-rated seller. I have brilliant customer service. And
no negative feedback. Like, what are you saying? What's wrong?
And their answer to that is, well, as soon as you start shipping products from where you said they are in the listing, the system will lift this restriction.
Yeah.
And I've rung up. I reckon I've had the same conversation with at least 10 different people on 10 different days, and it's always the same answer at the end of the day. You start shipping your items from where you've said they are, our system will know if they are being shipped from there, and your restriction will be lifted. My only issue is I can't do that because on the listing I can't say where it is, because for example, if I'm using Wilkinson's and I get a sale in Manchester, it's going to ship from the Manchester Wilkinson's to my customer. Yeah. If I get a sale from Wilkinson's in Devon, it's going to ship from the Devon Wilkinson's to my customer. So I can't put the correct location on the listing.
Yeah. Like one eBay chat guy said to me that it's an HMRC requirement that it's the correct exact location.
Which I understand.
I don't know if that's true.
It probably is.
Maybe it is,
Okay, yeah, that's...
I've never heard it coming, but that would make sense as to why they've had...
Sorry about that, video cut off. Okay, where were we? So, when my account was throttled, I was on eBay live chat. They were telling me it's because of the item location policy, because my all my items were, all of my listings, it said they're coming from my home address, whereas they weren't. They were coming from different addresses. Okay, and then so the eBay rep said to me that the problem with that is that if buyers think it's coming from one address and it's coming from a different address, they're gonna think, well, if they think basically they're saying it's more likely to get there late. If they're from one location, it's more likely to get there late.
Or just issues will occur.
Yeah, and so it was really about the lateness thing, like the kind of the time. And I said to her, like look at my metrics. I do not have a problem whatsoever with late deliveries. That makes no sense. There's no reason whatsoever to flag my account because of that. She's like,
yeah.
And oh no, I remember what she said, which pissed. So like, and then. So I was saying to her, right, so are you saying that if, on all my listings, if I put the correct location, it will come back to normal? And she said, I can assure you that if you put the correct location, they might all go back to normal.
See, I've been told they definitely will.
They might.
I was told I can assure you that they might.
I've been told that if my items are shipped from where I've stated they are, the computer system will
pick that up,
and will lift any restrictions.
Yeah.
Gradually.
Okay.
It's
yeah. They do use the word gradually. Yeah.
It's because it's not manual. It's the computer picking all that stuff
but
up. So it will be a slow journey.
At the end of the day, we're 2 months into an account that got hit by that.
Yeah.
Item location misinterpretation issue. We're 2 months into an account that's got that, and since it happened, the traffic and sales has always been going down. On a graph where I look at the date that I got hit with that issue, ever since then until this date, it is on a downwards.
Yeah.
It's never gone up a bit and then up a bit and then down. It has always gone down, even no matter how much we list.
And you're listing more,
It's like the account is slowly dying.
Yes,
It's always
it's
going
very
down.
steady as well. It steadily drops. It's not just like a plummet. It's just going down.
I've noticed that with mine as well.
Shall I
It's like less
pull up the
visibility.
graph quickly or save it for another video?
I'm thinking what's the easiest way to do it. Can do. Well, where is it?
Yeah, it's just on my computer here.
Yeah.
I'll just whip it up and show what I mean.
And so when when my first account was confirmed, well, basically, it was confirmed that the visibility of all my listings was reduced. It was confirmed, and I wasn't happy. Obviously, the next day I called up, was on the phone for at least an hour, 35 minutes with the guy. Nick was his name, main guy in charge of suspensions apparently, and he said to me that my account will go back to normal in 60 days. And I said, are you saying it might go or it will go? He said it will go. I said, is that 100% sure? He said 100%. I got him to confirm that it will 100% go back to normal after 6 days. I got him to confirm that 3 times.
Yeah.
I still don't believe it.
Yeah.
I think the 60 days is up.
It is up.
It is definitely up.
And I haven't checked because I mean I've got a new account now and that's doing great. So it's like, I'll still check it at some point. I mean, do I want to take the time to list? I mean, I guess I'll do a VA to list it. See what happens.
So yeah, I may as well.
Just for purely research purposes.
Yeah.
And money.
I mean, I'll show you this graph, guys, quickly.
Yeah, look at this fucking graph.
So you can see that. Hang on, it's not very.
Okay, yeah.
Hang on, let's get a bit closer. There we go. So you can see that this account was very much on the up here. And then on the 11th of October there, we get hit with the item misinterpretation, item location misinterpretation issue. And then it more than halves. So we were up, this is showing traffic to my store across all listings. So you can see on this date here that it just crashed. And ever since then, this graph has continued to slowly go down. So yeah, that's the issue we're looking at. So there is a clear issue, and I've told eBay workers, I've had them on the phone, and I've asked them to go along with me to get to that graph, and I've said, now have a look at that graph and tell me, is that normal? And they say, yes, sir, that's normal. And I say, well, fine, I'll take your word for it. But yeah, so That's on an old
you said
account.
something better than that.
Well, it might have been a few more swear words.
Yeah.
I said,
Too
talk to
much
me.
choice
I said,
words.
talk to me like a fucking human, and look at that graph and tell me honestly, from your point of view, is that normal? And he just repeated himself. Yes, sir, that is normal. I get quite angry when I'm talking to the eBay workers because every time I just hear so much. I hear the same stuff over and over again, and I hear bullshit when I know it's not true, and they know that I know it's not true, but all they can do is repeat their lines.
It's so weird.
It's so
eBay,
frustrating.
you're weird if you're watching.
You are a bit weird, but
eBay,
we
stop
love
being
you.
weird.
You're weird, but we love you. It's like my dropshippers lovers relationship.
Yeah.
You're weird.
Bloody hell. Alright, so I mean, is throttling a myth? I mean, I think throttling's real. What do you think? Is throttling real?
Look at the graph.
Yeah.
It's there. It's definitely
proven.
happened.
We all think so.
And I don't know if you can come back from it. So we've all opened new accounts to start again.
overcome this.
And our new accounts haven't been yet. Who knows if they will?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
This video, I feel, has been a bit of a downer and a bit of a negative. But
that's cool.
we're just
I'm making money.
yeah, we're all
It's
making
cool.
money.
It's
so
okay. It's okay. we're gonna be okay.
It may happen, but
We're
don't
gonna be
worry about
okay.
it.
There is another way. It's fine.
There
Always.
always is another
Persistence.
way.
Persistence.
Always
Yeah.
the way.
Persistence is really what it's
There's a
about.
will, there's a way.
Yeah. Having your goal and being persistent is really, I think. So
Yeah.
cool. We'll wrap that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Join the Facebook group. Gonna link in the bottom. And yeah, join the group if you want to discuss about throttling, how to get over it, etc. We're all working that out together because it's a new thing. We don't have all the answers. Clearly, eBay doesn't even have all the answers. They're so inconsistent. So, thanks. Next video. See you there.
Later.